Okay, so we're going to sterilize our dirty instruments. To do so, you always want to make sure you have your proper PPE on. So I'm going to put my gloves on. This here would be considered a dirty cassette. These instruments, you would have to scrub them down in the sink with water. The hand pieces here, they go into the oiler for the hand pieces. I'll show you that in a second. But once this is all done, you put it inside of your ultrasonic, which is here. So I have an instrument cassette in already, so I'm going to take it out. You want to let some of the water drain, and then you have to rinse it off in the sink. So you want to make sure you rinse it properly. Try to get as much of the excess water off of the instruments as you possibly can. So once you have your instruments dried, you want to grab your wrapping paper to wrap it. And when you wrap it, you just want to wrap it kind of like a Christmas present. It doesn't have to be anything fancy smancy. You just want to wrap it just like a Christmas present. So the tape that I'm putting on there is indicator tape, and the tape is white as you see, as we're putting it on before it goes into the autoclave. And the purpose of the tape being white and then putting it in the autoclave is because once it's sterilized, it's going to change colors. It's going to turn to black. So once these lines on the tape are black, that means your instruments are sterilized and cleaned and ready to go. So now we have it wrapped up the way it needs to go, and it will go into the autoclave. And then you always have to make sure, every unit is different, but you have to make sure you run the unit properly. So our unit, you have to fill the water up in the inside, and then once it's filled and your autoclave is full with the instruments you want, you have to turn it to sterilize, and then you turn your timer on. You have to close your door. Okay, so once you put your instruments into the autoclave, your dials here, you have to fill your water. That's your first step. So down here in the autoclave, you're going to see it, the water is going to come out, and you want to fill it to this line here on the bottom. And it takes it a couple seconds to make it all the way down to the end. But as you can see, it's already creeping up. So once it gets to that fill line, you turn it to sterilize. Okay, so now we have our water to the fill line, which is the little groove down here at the bottom. Now you want to turn your dial to sterilize. So now we're at sterilize. You can close your door, tighten your knob. You want to make sure that your knob is really tight. You don't want any of the water leaking out, okay? And then you set your timer to however long you want it to run, and we set ours to 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll turn our timer to 20 minutes. It'll run its course, and then once it's done, it'll make a dinging noise. Once the dinging goes off, you come in and you turn your knob to extra dry, which is here, and then your pressure is going to fall all the way down to the 0, and then you open your door. You'll unscrew this,